Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech protected.
I am a prophetess, and a prophetess is one who gets divine inspiration through the Word of God and the risen Christ. This is one of the most serious prophecies that I have given out since I started with the Rhema Word. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture. What's coming has to do with the cleansing on the earth, the purification of America and of the world. I'm here to split the atom of philosophy and religion. Hello, this is Carolyn Blake Bashaw of the Rhema Word, the spoken word of the risen Christ. Hallelujah. I am so excited today. I can't wait to share with you good news, great news, wonderful news about the risen Christ. And you know, it's not what he has done in the past only, it's what he is doing today. You know, and that is what really matters. And I believe that my son is going to sing a song.
You give life, you are love, you bring light to the darkness, you give hope. You restore every heart that is broken. Great are you, Lord. You give life. You are love. You bring light to the darkness. Give hope, you restore every heart that is broken. Great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. Pour out our praise, it's your breath in our lungs. So we pour out our praise to you only. Great are you, Lord. You give life, you are love. You bring light to the darkness. You give hope. You restore every heart that is broken. Great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. Pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only. And all the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry. These bones will sing. Great are
I'm back again. Thank you, Sam, for that beautiful song. And anyway, I am so excited. I have so much to share with you. You know, I realized probably a year ago or so that there was something to this whole thing about being a Christian. It had more to it than just sitting in church, listening to someone talk forever, or, you know, jumping up and down, singing, and all these things, which are good things. Don't get me wrong. But you've got to have excitement. You've got to feel the love of God. You've got to know the power. You know, God is a powerhouse. We are conduits. A conduit covers the wires in the electrical current. And when we plug into Him, man, things can really happen. Now, every day we plug into our cell phone. Don't we say, oh, I got to get that thing fixed overnight, you know, and get it set for the next day. And I forget that once in a while and take my cell phone out and it's dead. Well, that's the way it is when you walk with God. You've got to keep plugged in daily. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. And you know, oh boy, I'll tell you, I watch the news somewhat. I've been told I watch it too much, you know, and it's like a drum roll, never-ending drum beat on the same negative things. You know, the Democrats are beating up the Republicans or vice versa, or whichever way it goes, whoever is in office, you know, and we're in a year where we're going to, 110 days, we're going to be voting for the next president. Now, I have been telling you for 4 years that Trump is going to be in second term. I still stand on that. I stand on that. I stake my life on that. And he will be. And I get the feeling he'll have the House this time with him. And it's going to be a conservative run. And then he's going to step on the seat. He's going to take charge as never before. And God's going to give him the power from that powerhouse that you and I can plug into whenever we want to. I am living proof of that powerhouse. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not here to preach to you. I'm here to share with you. And there's a big difference in that. You know, I don't know the scriptures like some big-time pastors. I don't know them very well in some ways. I can quote some of them, but I couldn't tell you always where they are. But God got a hold of my life and a hold of my heart, and He knew how to reach me at 8 years old in that little Catholic church, North Walpole, New Hampshire. He got a hold of me. And you know what? I couldn't get Him out of my spirit no matter what I did. I searched and searched until I found Him at the age of 24. And that's when I said, Lord, I want to belong to you. I don't want to be on the evil side. I want to be on the good side. You know, this world is spiritual. This world is electrical. It's electrical. God is an electrical powerhouse. Your heart beats with an electric charge. Everything. We are all connected in this world. Everybody. Red, yellow, black, white, whatever you want to brag on what you are. Well, I'll tell you right now. You think, a lot of you out there, and I thought at one time, that my life was the only life that matters. Well, let me tell you this. We are little earthlings walking around on this earth, and none of us matter unless we matter to the risen Christ, to Jesus, to His Father, and that's the way it is. He made us, and He made us in a way that we would have a vacuum in here, and that we would reach out to Him and belong to Him. If you don't matter to Him, you don't matter by painting your big slogans on the streets. You don't matter by going out with a gun and shooting people. That doesn't make you matter. You don't matter by lifting up one man that dies and holding him up like he is an idol. We don't make idols of people. God is the only person that we should worship. And nobody on this earth is worth being held up as an idol, you know? And that is really where it is at today. I'm telling you right now. And don't go out on the streets and shoot people and hate people. Get rid of your hatred and your shooting, your meanness, because you know what? The day's coming. We all have to pass on from this world. We can't avoid it. None of us. We cannot avoid it. And I'll tell you, I never thought much about that until I just turned a big number. A big number that I never thought I would ever hit in this world. But inside me, you know, the Lord calls me his child. You could be 100. You'd still be his child. You could never catch up to the age he would be. Never, you know? And it's so exciting when you walk with him. It really, really is. So today, I want you to think about him being a powerhouse and you being a conduit and plugging into that. And I'll tell you, you know what? Oh, about a week ago, someone came up to me and they started arguing with me and telling me, oh, you're of the devil. You're this, you're that. It was a relative. Can you believe that? And I've heard these things before. You think you're a prophet. You think you're this, you think you're that. I don't think I'm anything. I know I am nothing without Jesus. I am absolutely nothing. But with him, I am everything. The power that Jesus had when he came out of that grave and that stone was rolled back, we have it. We have that power. But there's a clue. And I'm going to tell you today, if I don't say anything else anymore, I'm going to tell you this much. You know, there's a secret to getting into that power. And it's called, they overcame him, the devil, you know, by the blood of Christ. By that blood. Yes, we overcame by that blood. And the minute that blood hit the earth from the cross, we were under that blood. If we accept it, if we want it, if we don't, that's another thing, you know? So that's where it's at. So when this person came at me, I said, excuse me. I went in the bathroom. And I said, now, Lord, you see this attack is coming on me. And I started singing, there is power, power, wonder-working power in the blood of the Lamb. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb. And you know what? It worked again. He calmed right down. Away he went. He became really nice again. And that's happened to me so many times. There's your weapon. Your weapon. You can control everything. If every Christian in America would stand up at one time and say this about this so-called virus, about all the things that are happening in politics, about the hatred on the streets, the devil would have to flee. He would have to go. He cannot stand the blood of Christ. He can't do it. He can't take it. And there's your weapon, all you Christians out there, and all the sluggards that are sitting around in the churches saying they're Christians but not doing anything. There is your power. Just get up, stand up. Do you have a drug problem? You saw my son. He's just changing. God's working in his life, taking that drug thing away, you know, because his mother doesn't want him having that and doesn't want alcohol and all this stuff. You know, I went through a life of hell. I had a horrible life. And I was asked the other day, do you have any addictions? I said, yeah, Jesus. What do you mean? Well, I've never had a drink in my life of alcohol, and I don't brag on this. I said, I've never had a drink, and I've never been into drugs. Oh, really? Wow, that's unusual. Boy, you're something else. And I just got done telling them about my life. Oh man, it's something else. And you know what? When God speaks to you, he tells you things that are coming. 6 months ago, he said, watch for the spillover of, he said, a settlement. I said, what? Watch a settlement. There's not going to be no settlement. A few days ago, I got a telephone call. A good settlement coming to me. And I couldn't believe it. I said, wow. And I had forgotten I received that word, but I had told a friend of mine. She didn't forget. She said, wow, that's really good. Watch for the spillover. Do you know my last husband, I was told in advance that we would get married. I said, no way, not him. We ended up getting married. He asked me to marry him. And, and it's been one thing after another that God has proven to me that he talks to everybody, but we don't listen. You see, the spiritual realm is quiet, gentle, and you have to listen. If you have an ear, he that hath an ear, let him hear, God said. And I am living proof. Hundreds of things have come to pass. And I'm not bragging. Why did he choose a little old me? I was just a little waif in, like I said, North Walpole, New Hampshire, and born in Bells Falls, Vermont. I was nobody. I was just one of those little Blakey girls. My name was Blake. And, I am amazed. Two things. I'm amazed he picked me because I'm nothing. I am nothing. And I am amazed every time he does something, that he really does something good. I am amazed at that. So that is my intro that I wanted to share with you. Now we'll get into this. So, that never-ending drumbeat that never stops on TV, and I hear many pastors, they pound the gavel on what Jesus has done or what they did in the past, but he's not done, for he is doing now. He told me, wait till you hear this. He told me that this was just in the last couple of programs. There was going to be thunder programs that were so loud that it would hurt your ears. I got 2 phone calls, one from Mississippi and one from Randolph, Vermont, where these thunderstorms came in, lasted over an hour, that even the dog was scared and crawled in the bed with the owners as the dog was shaking. And they said to me, God, I thought it would never end. That rolling thunder was so loud. And it would lightning and then boom, And so it's starting to happen. It's going to be more than that, worse than that. God did his job to get our attention. And that's the truth. So, that now we have, let's see. The Rhema word will explode in my face. I believe it's going to hit the airwaves one of these days. It's going to take off. Yes. Now, I said, what is coming on the earth? The whole earth is preparing for the cleansing. Did you know back in the Old Testament, when they sacrificed the lamb, they had to make sure it was a perfect lamb and it was clean and pure and all that? Well, we are his little lambs. So he's going to do some cleansing on the earth, because the church has to be without spot and without wrinkle. I will pour out my cleansing power, and it is not when or if it will come. It is here. It's here. He said, the whole earth's people know I have already let the hammer fall once hard. You know what that hammer was? That was this so-called virus. God moved back. He moved his spirit back, and the enemy stepped in and laid the hammer down. Now, I did it, he says, because I loosed the enemy to assist me in getting the attention of the whole earth. And I think you could say he did that. Many have come to me through it. Many more will. I got a magazine the other day that said a lot of people are worried about dying and where they're going to go, and a lot of people have accepted the Lord because of that. He says, but many more don't seem to care. I see the goats, he called them, of idiocy seated in many government positions. To do nothing for them is lethal, he said. That is bad for them to sit there and let these hoodlums, I call them, come in and beat up on the cops, sorry about that, and everything, you know. So he said, lost, let's see, we've got lost souls shooting at random. It's a ticket to hell. I want to go to hell, get a gun and shoot. If you resist my spirit, I'm speaking to them right now, I will snap you in two like a matchstick, he said. The gates of hell is waiting for all who kill, steal, and destroy. My spirit will not always strive with you. He says, with men. Soon the weather will be so violent you who comply with evil will run to the mountains. But guess what? The rocks can fall on you, he said. You are a fool to kill your fellow man. The spirit of hate, he says, eats your insides up. So if you got hate inside you, it will eventually eat your insides up. Love cures hatred. Love cures, hatred kills. Many are weeping and gnashing their teeth in hell, but it is too late for them. No turning back. My love is calling, but the hatred holds you in its grip. To some of you out there, you got hatred, you can't just give it up, right? Well, turn, I say, get on your knees. I will hold you in my hand if you do. I am calling, but my last call is coming soon, when you all will be swept up to me or down with the devil, Satan. Choose this day who you want to serve, he said. Wow. I receive all, no matter their race, color, he says, sex, intelligence. Come, I say, come before, he says, the wild wind. Oh, I couldn't get over this. Come before the wild winds pound your shores. The heat suffocates the oxygen from the air. The drought crawls to your food table. Who could ever dream of that? The moon turns blood red. Yea, my love would not send any of you, he said, if you turn and follow my son, you would not go to hell. He is the Savior of the world, my son. He says, and I will remove all evil from your door if you come to me. I will protect you and give you a mansion in heaven. No more fear. The enemy wants you dead. He's out to kill, steal, and destroy. But I am out to save you for eternity. Come, come, I say, come. He says, the churches, they are lukewarm today, like the Laodicean church. They have no deliverance of the people that need to be separated from the enemy. They have none. Possessed, all these things, demon possessed, they have nothing. They don't even consider it. You know why? Because they got fear. They got fear to step out in Jesus and do it. You know? Kill, steal, and destroy. Wow. And your churches, oh boy. He said they are lukewarm. And most of them, I can't say all of them. And they have their own popular groups they hang out with, their own cliques. You ever go to church and feel like you're not quite in the group? I've been there. I know what that is. Wake up, you sluggards, he says in the church. Wake up. There is no time left except through prayer. You know, now I could run out and everybody could march and say, I'm not a sluggard. Well, who does she think she is? Why don't we just get out and march for that? Speaking of that, we had a group of Christians that got out and marched. And they got, for the police, and the police got hit, beat, and everything. You know why? Because they're copying the world. The world marches, they're going to march. Don't copy the world. You do your thing. Get in your bedroom, stand up and say, Lord, I believe in you. I trust in you. There's power, wonder-working power, and I'm coming against these troublemakers. I'm coming against this disruption in our country. And I'm telling you, you Christians, all of us need to get together and name a day, and I'll guarantee you that you will see a change in America. You will see it. No, we get into fear, anxiety. We can't handle what's going on. Oh my God. Oh, there goes the virus thing up in Vermont or New Hampshire or Maine they love to keep you in fear. They love to make sure you wear your mask. The mask is now an idol. And I understand you can't even get in Walmart unless you put your idol mask on. I guess I won't be going there anymore because I'm not going to do what the world says. I'm not Arabic. They believe in covering the face. I don't. And neither does the Lord. He does not believe in this masking business. First off, it gives the criminals an easier method to rob a bank, to do what they want, and then it gives the sick people a quicker way of getting out of the world. They're breathing in that carbon dioxide over and over and over again. And you know what? They're going to find out it's one of the most unhealthy things you can do. So let's not do that. We have, Let's see. Only time left is for prayer, but many are in bondage. I come to set the captives free. Ye are my conduits, he says again, of power. From my powerhouse, you need to plug in daily, and I will connect my bride someday. By this conduit that goes through, I will connect my bride, and you to me. I am the risen Christ, the powerhouse, he says. Boy, you power up your phones, like I said. You ignore or steer away from me, but I am a jealous God. I am the father of the poor, bruised, sad, lonely, rejected, and all who would love me. He's the Father. Hope is eternal. Faith, hope, and charity. And the greatest of that is love. Wow, what a word. He is the power, a powerhouse. If I don't say much more today, I'm telling you, I've said what I want to say, and we just don't want to knock it. I mean, what is coming out of my mouth? He's told me, he's warned me of things. He told me once my sister Joanne had 6 months to live. She died in 6 months, and I held her hand, and she to squeeze it if she followed Jesus. So we went into the squeezing of hand business. But you know what? God is so good. He is so wonderful. He is so great. I love him with all my heart, and I talk to him every day. And if you're true to him, he will be true to you. He will really, really be true to you. He says, come unto me, all ye that labor and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. You don't have to be what they call a drug addict, and I hate labels. You can become a child of God. God doesn't label us. He doesn't label us. And he sure as heck doesn't look at our skin color. And he also doesn't think that, we are so important that we got to elevate man above him. Don't do it. He's the only one on this earth that's important. He can save those people that are out there. I call hoodlums. I don't like labels, but right now they're acting like hoodlums. And that's an old-time word, But they can change. He took Saul and made him into Paul. And Saul was killing the Christians. So I'm telling all you out there, if you hear this word, please get on your knees. Give it up. Because you don't want to be burning in hell. Eternity is forever and ever. And be burning there. And besides that, he told me a couple other little things. One was some of these people that are out there shooting people, They have relatives in heaven praying that they'll come to be in heaven with them. Can you believe that? And he wants to tell you people, you guys out there especially, that didn't have a dad, that he will be your dad. He will love you better than your own earthly father. He will be your dad. If you never had a dad, come to this dad. He is waiting for you. And I just want to say, God bless you and God bless America.
You unravel me with a melody. You surround me with a song of deliverance from my enemies till all my fears are gone. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. From my mother's womb, you have chosen me. Love has called my name. I've been born again into your family. Your blood flows through my veins. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. Oh, 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 you split the sea so I could walk right through it. My fears are drowned in perfect love. You rescued me and I will stand and sing. I am a child of God. You split the sea so I could walk right through it. My fears are drowned in perfect love. You rescued me and I will stand and sing. I am